An energy crisis? Nah, we already have the answer. Hello, my name is David. I'm here to persuade you to support nuclear energy. Today, my purpose is to provide you with 3 compelling reasons why you should back nuclear power. I have 3 reasons nuclear power is the best energy source. 1, the first reason nuclear energy is the best energy source is that it's safe for the environment. The second reason nuclear energy is the best energy source is that it has low operating costs. The third reason nuclear power is the best energy source is it's an up-to-date energy source. Now let's look at our first reason nuclear power is the best energy source. It is safe for the environment. You can find many articles reporting that nuclear energy is not safe for the environment. Yet the website named Environmental Progress states that nuclear power is the only non-polluting energy source that can grow at a rate needed to lower the carbon emissions. This statement is a combined statement by several different scientists from top research universities such as MIT, Oxford, UC Berkeley, just to name a few. These are all names you know. Now let's look at the second reason nuclear power is the best energy source. It has low or inexpensive operating costs. Many may believe it is too expensive to operate nuclear power plants, but it's not. According to a research paper submitted at Stanford, a research university that scores 3rd in the world academically, reported that the biggest advantage to nuclear energy is that it is fairly low cost and consistently runs on its own potential, making an ideal source to power a national grid, energy grid. Most of the world's nuclear capacity are lightweight reactors and generate electricity at cost between 2.5 cents up to 7 cents per kilowatt hour, depending on the design and the requirements, of course, of the reactor. Now that's an average of less than 5 cents per hour for energy. There is no downside also to how much there is, because uranium is the main ingredient for the fuel source for reactors. There are roughly 6 million tons of uranium in known reserves that could be mined inexpensively. At the current world's energy consumption, the world we're talking about, we could power the world with nuclear for around 80 years. Not just the United States, but the world. Uranium, the reason why uranium is plentiful in the Earth's crust. It's impressive. Let's look at the third reason nuclear power is the best energy source. It is an up-to-date energy source. Many might believe that nuclear energy is a thing from our ignorant past, perhaps thinking, well, way back when we were desperate for alternative energy and were ignorant of nuclear energy's perceived dangers, we pursued it. But that would not be accurate. Scientists did understand, and they do understand, that it is the most up-to-date energy source because nothing has come along that's better. Nothing, that is. Not coal, not natural gas, not oil, not solar, not wind. According to energy.gov, an arm of the U.S. Department of Energy for the United States, the United States has used nuclear power for more than 60 years, thus showing a current sustainable track record of safe use. They are built around, in fact, right now as I speak, they are being built around the world because they are the best. But what about the dangers of all the disasters that nuclear power plants have caused? This too was, when I first started this paper, please excuse me, was a concern of mine. Yet as I read in the last 6 decades of consistent use of nuclear energy, less than 70 people have died. And all of those deaths were in Chernobyl, or at Chernobyl in the Ukraine. And you know, many of those could have been avoided if they simply would have followed safety procedures. You say, well, what about 3 Mile Island in America? And growing up in the 70s, you heard a lot about it, you know, as a kid. But did you know no one died there? Just, really not a whole lot happened at all. How about recently in our time? Fukushima nuclear plant in Japan from the tsunami. Did you know no one died? No one died from that disaster at that plant. And those 3 are the only major accidents in 60 years. Now, according to the World Nuclear Association, that's a nonprofit organization whose mission it is to dispel the ignorance of nuclear power by promoting a wider understanding of nuclear energy, said only these 3 accidents have occurred in over 17,000 hours. Let me rephrase that. In over 17,000 combined nuclear reactor years of operation in 33 countries. 17,000 nuclear operating years across 33 countries, only those 3. Since I was a little boy, I have seen movies that wrongly portrayed nuclear energy with half-truths and exaggerations. Though I'm an advocate of renewable energy source research, at this time they are both costly and ineffective. Simply look at Germany. A person only has to do a little compare and contrast research with all these other energy sources to find that these are some uncomfortable truths if you're not a nuclear fan. I want to convince you to support nuclear energy. 1, it is healthy for the environment. 2, its operating costs are low. And 3, it's historic and up-to-date power source. Call your congressman today or congresswoman and tell them that nuclear energy is the only viable energy source for our energy needs today. And with that, I thank you.